Okay.
Hello everybody, I'm sitting here today with Eddie Kone, head of BJJ at his own academy, the Ultimate Fitness Centre in Tottenham. Eddie was kind enough to invite me to a seminar today. Unfortunately we couldn't have the seminar with Mr. Horace Gracie, but instead we had a great session with lots of details on positions I thought I knew to a level. I'm very, very grateful that he has taken the time to sit with me. How are you doing?
Good, buddy. I'm good. Good to meet you finally.
Finally, yes, we've had a little bit of contact over
We
here.
have, yeah.
It's the 2010 way of talking to people.
That's right.
Right. Just a couple of questions about your background. A lot of your martial arts background is available on your website.
That's right. Yeah.
I would like to ask you, what is the greatest thrill you've had out of practicing or teaching Jiu-Jitsu?
Okay. The greatest thrill that I've had from, I guess, practicing is just that element of nothingness, if that makes sense. When you're on the mat, it's kind of, time goes and you're just in a zone. It's the place I feel most relaxed, where I have to worry about bills, family commitments. It's one of the greatest thrills from training, if you like.
Yeah.
From teaching, it's a totally different kind of thing. It's the gift that you give somebody for life. You know, these guys, it's a lifestyle. They take it away for life. It's in the air, if that makes sense. It's not an item of clothing they wear. It's amazing, especially when you see them performing the techniques kind of 6 months later in a competition or in the academy. That for me is amazing.
Wonderful. I'm very glad you chose something like that. That, like you said, it's not something substantial that you can touch, but also it's nothing that someone can take away from them.
That's right. They have it for life.
That's wonderful. And how long have you been training Jiu-Jitsu?
This will be my 14th year. Training Jiu-Jitsu.
And how long teaching?
Teaching, this will be my 5th year. Fifth year. Started teaching at Purple Belt, so 5th year.
What makes a good student?
What makes a good student? A good teacher. The student the student is a reflection of the teacher. I've been into some academies and the students are crashing each other around and smashing each other. The emphasis is totally not what you expect, and you kind of look at the instructor and you know why. So I think the teacher makes a good student.
So what makes a good teacher in that case?
I think many elements come to mind to make a good teacher. Elements of the ability to share everything with the student, not hold anything back. The ability to kind of let them put their own signature on Jiu-Jitsu. Everyone has their own signature on Jiu-Jitsu. If you're 6'1", 280 kilos, the Jiu-Jitsu is not going to work for me like it is for you. So Jiu-Jitsu becomes personal that way. So I think that's what kind of those elements there, and teaching them it's okay to tap. There's not a lot of academies that I know that say it's okay to tap. It's okay to tap and go again. That's one of the greatest things. Be able to teach your students it's okay to tap. It's okay.
Wonderful. Is that what you look for when you, for example, thinking about accepting someone as an affiliate, as an instructor under you? Or?
Affiliation is slightly different,
right.
Because with my affiliation, no money exchanges hands.
Right.
It's not a monetary thing. There is no, you pay me £600 a year for. We don't have that.
Yeah.
We rely on the basic principles of Jiu-Jitsu. Honesty, integrity, the morals are right, the way they teach their students is correct, and the way that they treat their students as well. Kind of instructor is one way on the mat and outside is totally different. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
The whole idea for me is, at this moment in time, is, as you know, I come from Helio Gracie's lineage of Jiu-Jitsu, is to kind of keep that legacy going of Jiu-Jitsu. he had some great concepts, still concepts are great, and of course Elio and Carlos were together, but that for me is what my affiliation is about. Is about preserving that way of jiu-jitsu, you know, the old way, the self-defense, that Gracie jiu-jitsu, because here we're Gracie jiu-jitsu, you know. People say, man, why is there different? There are differences, very clearly, but we're Gracie jiu-jitsu, and we kind of keep Elio Gracie's teaching methods that we have throughout the years. All my instructors were Gracies, apart from, you know, Mark Warder. Everyone else was a Gracie, you know. So it's Gracie jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, absolutely. And in your training, was there a turning point that you felt that, because we all train and we all love jiu-jitsu, but was there a turning point where you felt, I want to teach, I want to make this my life, not just my sport and my hobby?
I always wanted to teach.
Right.
Always, not for any reason of fame or monetary gains, because you cannot be rich and be a jiu-jitsu teacher.
No.
That's not gonna happen, you know that. I gave up a £40,000 a year job to teach. Gave up a £40,000 a year job to teach jiu-jitsu.
Wow.
Not many people know that, you know, but yeah, I gave that job up. I have a family, I have to support them, and in the beginning everyone was like, man, you can't give up a job like that. But, you know, I teach for the love of teaching, and a great many friends, and you know, my Romanian academy was the first academy to go into Romania, which is huge. Like I said, the affiliation has no money, just morals, moral standards and principles. No money exchanges hands like that. So the teaching thing for me is amazing.
And it's something you say you've always wanted to do?
Always wanted to do, from stepping on the mat in Jamaica in Brazil. Saw Hoyler and the guys teaching over there. Always wanted to do it.
Wonderful. I want to shift focus to, rather than backward, but to the now.
Mm-hmm.
What does 2010 hold for you? Do you have any plans?
My plan was to compete this weekend.